What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I saw some news the other day over on Twitter that kind of made me a tad bit worried for Treyarch. Now, of course, this is just all my personal opinion. And honestly, Treyarch could absolutely, slam this right out of the park. So, who knows? But with what I'm seeing here, I'm getting a tad bit worried. But at the same time, I guess there's some good news too, because Sledgehammer might get a little love out of this stuff. But at the end of the day, I'm going to leave it up to you guys down in the comment section. Leave your opinions on what you think about all this stuff. Leave a like if you enjoyed today's video. Leave a dislike if you hated it. But let's dive right into it. All right, so over on Twitter, Charlie Intel put out a tweet here, a report from Insider Gaming, basically showcasing the rotation of Call of Duty games that is coming up in the future here. And also, just very quickly, this kind of confirms that indeed, even with Microsoft, we are still getting the yearly rotation. They're not planning anytime soon on making, Call of Duty games release every other year. But as you can see right here, news. Sledgehammer Games' next Call of Duty game will release in 2027 per a new report from Insider Gaming. The current rumored Call of Duty schedule: COD 2024, new Treyarch Black Ops; COD 2025, a Black Ops 2 sequel; Call of Duty 2026, new Infinity Ward game; and Call of Duty 2027, new Sledgehammer Games title. Now, I will start off by saying this is pretty good for Sledgehammer, because Sledgehammer has really been, put through the ringer a lot recently. They've been kind of handled like a support studio. They kind of have to pick up the slack, whether they need to help out other development teams or they need to make side games like Modern Warfare 3, for an example, which we all heard behind the scenes was torn, literally split in half by Activision, and they had no clue if it was going to be a full game or a DLC game. So you guys already know how that turned out. Sledgehammer is always being thrown through the ringer, so it's nice to see that they will indeed get a full development cycle. They're going to get 3 years to go ahead and put together their game, and honestly, I'm happy for them. I mean, technically 4 years, because Modern Warfare 3 released in 2023, but I'm assuming they're going to take a little bit of a break, so on and so forth. So I would say more than likely they're going to go ahead and get 3 years. But this video is not about Sledgehammer Games. This video is about Treyarch, because Treyarch has also been screwed over recently as well. Black Ops Cold War, Black Ops 4. Honestly, they haven't really been able to catch a break nor make a game that they really want to put together, with a whole development cycle. They're always torn, whether it's like a year or two to put together a game, or they have to pick up the slack from another development team, so on and so forth. There's so many different things that Treyarch's been thrown into. But for the first time in a long time, they have 4 years to make their next game. So yes, the game that's dropping this year in 2024 will have 4 years of development by Treyarch. It's supposed to be what, the Black Ops Gulf War, something like that. So basically the first modern day game we'll ever see by Treyarch. I guess you can consider Black Ops 2 modern day, since we're coming up on the actual time period in real life right now. But realistically, that was near futuristic when it first released. Gulf War will probably be the closest to modern day. It's not as modern as people would probably want it, but it is indeed modern day. So, it's going to be interesting to see how Treyarch goes ahead and puts that together. And I'm excited because, like I said, I never saw that before. They either make classic like World War II shooters, Cold War shooters, all that stuff, but they don't really make modern day shooters. So this should be interesting. But this is where I'm a tad bit worried, because in 2025, there's going to be a Black Ops 2 sequel. And at first, I thought it was going to be Sledgehammer putting this together. I really did. I thought Sledgehammer Games was going to go do the same thing they did with Modern Warfare 3 here. Infinity Ward made Modern Warfare 2 2022, and then Sledgehammer put together Modern Warfare 3, which is kind of like Modern Warfare 2 2022 DLC. And then I'm assuming with Call of Duty 2025, they're going to have the Black Ops 2 sequel, which is going to be kind of like DLC to the Black Ops Gulf War. And I thought that was going to be, once again, made by Sledgehammer Games, and put that together to, save people a little bit of time. But after hearing that Sledgehammer is not putting a title out until 2027, that means that, ladies and gentlemen, Treyarch is making 2 games back to back. Now, again, yeah, a Black Ops 2 sequel might not be as much work as, making a full game from scratch, a whole story from scratch, everything from scratch. Whereas a Black Ops 2 sequel, even though, yes, they have to make everything from scratch, it's not like you could just copy and paste stuff over. Obviously, they have to make it all from scratch, but still, it might be a little bit easier to put it together compared to, a full title like Black Ops Gulf War. But that's still no excuse for the crap show that Treyarch is about to go through. If you really think about it, Treyarch has 2 alternatives, 2 ways they can go about, creating these games. Alternative number 1, they can go ahead and make the sequel with 1 year worth of time. They have 4 years to go ahead and put together Black Ops Gulf War. They release the game, and then they literally get 1 year to go ahead and put together Black Ops 2. That's option number 1, which honestly, I don't think is going to be realistic, because 1 year is not enough time, and they're going to be absolutely crunched out of their mind, and they're going to be going insane. So option number 2 is what I really think is going on here, which honestly completely cancels out them getting 4 years of time to make these games, and that's the fact that they have to make 2 games worth in this 4-year span. If you guys remember, this is one of the longest development cycles we have ever seen a Call of Duty game go through. And when I first heard that, I thought, you know what? Maybe Activision is just showing Treyarch a little love. They've been absolutely butchered year after year after year, crunch time year after year after year, bullcrap year after year. You get the idea. They haven't been able to have one good development cycle. So I thought Activision was just going to show them a little bit of love. You know, it's like, we abused you for so long, so here, take 4 years and just take your time with it. When in reality, I think that 4 years is going to be split between 2 games because, again, how could they possibly put together the Call of Duty 2025 Black Ops 2 sequel within 1 year's worth of time and make it an actual good, fun game? Maybe if it was Black Ops 2 remastered, but it's not. It's going to be a whole different game. So how is that going to happen in 1 year? It's not. So that means that technically, no, they're not getting a full 4-year development cycle, and they're going to be, 1, going through tons of crunch time, trying to make sure both products are good. 2, creativity is going to be all across the board because they have 2 games to worry about, 2 different things, which means that their team is going to be split in half. They're going to have half their team working on Black Ops Cold 4 and half their team working on the Black Ops 2 sequel. Maybe less than half the team working on the Black Ops 2 sequel. Who knows? But at the end of the day, this is not what I wanted out of Treyarch getting 4 years. Not even in the slightest. This is even worse than them having to go ahead and pick up, slack from other development teams. They're once again going through crunch time. I personally wanted Treyarch to have 4 years of creative freedom. 4 years to put together a product that was actually fun. 4 years to innovate on the Call of Duty formula. 4 years to actually think of things that are creative, to switch up what we've been dealing with year after year after year. We deal with the same streaks, the same nonsense, the same basic live service methods of, the horrifying prestige system we have nowadays where it's not even classic prestige and all this other garbage. All these things could be fine-tuned, refined, and improved upon, right? Innovate upon. But I don't know if they're going to be able to do that now. I thought they were, but now after seeing this timeline and seeing that Sledgehammer is going to be pushed back until 2027, and again, no hate to Sledgehammer, because honestly, they deserve it as well. They do. They deserve to have some extra time, and they're going to have 3 years to go ahead and put together their own, creation. And again, we have no clue what Sledgehammer is going to produce. It could be Advanced Warfare 2 for all we know, but at the end of the day, they're going to be able to make something of their own. And also, good out in the comment section if you would be interested in Advanced Warfare 2. I'm actually curious to see how many people would actually like to play another jetpack game. But as I was saying, I am definitely worried for Treyarch here. I wasn't worried before. I actually had tons of confidence in Treyarch, and I feel like, a lot of people did as well. If you scroll across Twitter or go across a bunch of YouTube channels, a lot of content creators, streamers, or even just ask your buddies, a lot of people are just waiting for Treyarch to produce their game. I know tons of people who skipped this game right here just simply because they didn't want to bother, and they said they're going to wait for Treyarch to produce their game. They'll save their money on this one and buy Treyarch's game. People really love Treyarch. They really do. And rightfully so. They typically put together a pretty decent COD game. You don't even have to ask them to give us red dots, right? You don't even have to ask them to do any of that stuff. They just know. They know down to the core what should be in a Call of Duty game. And even though, their past couple of games haven't been their best, works of art, at the end of the day, like I said, we don't have to beg them to add in basic Call of Duty fundamentals. They just do it because they know what should be in Call of Duty. So I get why people always hype them up, and I get why people are always excited, but I wonder if that excitement is going to stay the same after hearing this information, and I want to know what you guys think, because I know a lot of the people who watch my content are huge Treyarch fans. Honestly, I'm starting to slowly become a Treyarch fan myself as well, and same thing with Sledgehammer Games. I used to be Infinity Ward all day, every day, but after Modern Warfare 2019 up to current date, they've lost a ton of my respect. I was even one of the oddballs who loved Infinite Warfare. Infinite Warfare was one of my favorite jetpack games out of the 3. And honestly, Ghost wasn't that bad, in my opinion. I know everybody says it's the worst thing in the universe, but I kind of enjoyed playing Call of Duty Ghost. Mostly competitive. Pub matches was pretty toxic. It was a lot of cheese. But when you went to the competitive scene and all that cheese got taken away, the core gameplay itself was pretty solid. Like Infinity Ward could make a good game at times. But nowadays, that's lost. Treyarch and Sledgehammer are like the final two right now. But man, I want to know what you guys think. Do you think that Treyarch could actually pull it together? Do you think they can make a creative game? Could they make brand new streaks? Could they make, good maps? Could they make something that's actually good and innovative? Or do you think that they're going to fall behind because they're spread too thin? Once again, it's just another classic case of Activision spreading Treyarch too thin. It happens every single time they produce a game. Black Ops Cold War, they had to pick up someone else's work and had barely any time to develop the game. Black Ops 4, they had to go from, having a full-blown campaign to having to scrap the campaign, introducing a battle royale. They can never have a full development cycle where they can take their time, be patient, be creative, and make what they want to make. And I thought that this was going to be the time they could do that, but after hearing this, I'm starting to second guess that. But again, I'm not saying it's going to be bad. I'm not saying, anything, crappy is going to happen here. I'm just telling you guys how I feel off of the information that I've seen. I can't deny the facts that I'm a bit worried, seeing that Treyarch has to produce 2 games back-to-back, year after year, with the time that they have right now. But, of course, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, go down in the comment section, leave your opinions down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video. And, as always, if you hated it, leave a dislike. I mean, it's up to you guys. Also, if you enjoyed, subscribe and hit that bell. I post daily here at 8 in the morning Eastern Time. And last but not least, I do go ahead and try to stream pretty much daily as well over on Kick. If you guys are interested in that, I have a link to that channel as well as all my other socials like Twitter and Discord down in the description of this video. But as always, thank you for tuning in. I'll see you all on the next one. Peace out.